As we're about to move into 46, we want to look at this transition verse 24. And this is actually a problem that's going among the Nephites. Now, the Nephites are the ones who apparently have the gospel. They should know better, right? And if we really look carefully, most of the war chapters we're looking at, the conflict is driven by Nephites who refuse to live the truths they've been taught. It's Zoramites, Amalekites, kingmen, and what seems to be the common factor here. Verse 24, they grew proud, being lifted up in their hearts because of their exceedingly great riches. Therefore they grew rich in their own eyes and would not give heed to their words, to the words of Helaman and his brothers who were teaching the words of truth, to walk uprightly before God. People often misunderstand. There's this false teaching called the prosperity gospel. The gospel will make us prosperous, but one of the core meanings of prospering, as we've seen in the past, is to have God's presence. Now, God will and can bless us with the finer things of life, but those things are not evidence that God's presence is in your life. And if we use those things as replacements for God's presence, we begin to think we're better than other people, and we end up hurting others. We use the riches that God's given us to make ourselves better than others, to not serve them, to not give to them, to not bless their lives. And we've looked at this before, but it bears repeating. This word pride is actually related etymologically to this word, first. You actually see the connections there. People who want to put themselves first, it can lead to pride. And when we put ourselves first, we are no longer ministering or making ourselves less than others so that we can help them. Ministering. I wish there was spell check here. I don't know if I spelled that correctly, but I think you get the point. The problem is pride. When we put ourselves first instead of God first, when we let God's blessings make us think that we are better than others. And unfortunately, this leads to terrible trauma throughout the Book of Mormon. And why Mormon preserved this is so that we today can look clear-eyed at all the things God has given us and ask ourselves, was it given so that I could try to say that I'm better than everybody else and be first and foremost in front? Or is it so that I can bless others and help more people experience liberty, to help more people get out of bondage, to use my means to serve, love, and bless the lives of other people?